Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Romi with The Real Romi, and I am here with the one and only Ricky, who everybody loves, follows, wants to be dressed by. I don't even feel cool sitting next to him. I woke up and I was like, man, I'm dressed really cute today. And then I meet him and I'm like, rough day.
Where am I supposed? I know I'm a
Right into the thing.
right in here.
Yeah, just right into
right
the camera.
here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just talking right into
so
it.
Funny. I'm like an influencer, and I don't even know.
You look at the camera every day. So Ricky has his Instagram with a million followers, and he goes on there and does these amazing outfit changes,
Real quick.
helping people learn how to dress,
Yeah.
right?
Well, kind of. One of the things that I try to do, and that I do when I get dressed, is that I wear the same things. So, like, I'll wear the same pants over and over. I'll wear a black shirt, and I'll wear it again in a couple of days or next week. Like, sometimes I wash it, sometimes I don't. Quite honestly, it's just me being like a normal person.
Yes.
Because not everybody has the opportunity to go get like these expensive things. Now, listen, I do have expensive things.
Yes, you do.
I implement them into my wardrobe, but like, quite honestly, I'm just another guy that has a vibe that people like.
Do you feel like you show people, like, taking their basic staple outfits, adding a few different accessories, moving it around, that they can take those pieces and work with them?
Well,
Is it accessible?
It's totally accessible, but it's really more about like just finding your identity and going with it, and not feeling like you have to be in a box. Because I feel like being in the box, you tend to look like everybody else.
Yes.
And I want to stand out, not on purpose. It's just who I am, and there's a difference when you can walk into a room and command and demand attention, and I do that without even trying. And I think that's kind of the answer is don't try, just enjoy what you enjoy, and you don't have to explain it to anybody.
Amen. I mean, I haven't been explaining myself to anyone from day one. Like, same, you do not. I love that, and I love people feeling empowered to just own the room and be comfortable with their identity and create their identity. And I think that that's what I love most about you, is that, like, you're not following what's being put out there, you're creating what's being put out there.
You know, I don't have a favorite designer. I don't have a favorite, I'm a hairstylist. I don't have a favorite hairstylist. I don't follow them. I don't go by their rules. I know who they are, but I'm not like, oh my God,
Same.
like I need to like do this.
Yes.
Because it's not, I don't want to follow a trend. I don't want to be a trendsetter. I just want to be who I am.
And encourage others to be who they are. I've worked in fashion, beauty, you know this, my whole life, both of us. And every time somebody will ask me, like, who's your favorite designer, who's this? I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know.
Really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not like somebody who's like, I just put things together as well. I have my whole life. I've had my own look. And so with identity and around identity and you creating yours, being confident in yours, have you always been like this?
Well, it's funny because I didn't know I was like this, but apparently I've been like this. So, like, when I was this up-and-coming hairstylist, you know, just 16 years ago, in 07, 08, about 2 years into it, I started wearing a bow tie to work every day.
Yes, I remember these photos.
And I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't trying to brand myself, but whenever I figured out that's what I was doing, I went with it. So I took all my shirts, cut them off, button down, bow tie. I wanted it messy. I didn't want it to be perfect because nothing in life is. I wanted my pants to be the same pants I wear all the time. I wanted wingtips. And I literally became this hipster without even knowing I was becoming a hipster, without even knowing I was starting a trend, without even knowing that I was like this person. So when I started getting like a lot of attention, there was an article written about me about that guy with the bow tie. There was another article written about me that said, this is pretty cool. Anna Wintour has her sunglasses, Karl Lagerfeld has his gloves, and Ricky Hodge has his bow tie. And I was all like, to be in that category,
I mean,
it's pretty epic.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then being on the cover of the magazine, and then now doing with my shears, I'm going to be traveling with Hanzo, the line. And when he told me about it, I was like, oh, I don't know, because I'm not really a teacher as I am more of a mentor. And because I always want to tell people, like, you're not charging enough. You're ready to charge. There's
Up your game.
Yeah, there's a difference whenever you're a hairstylist. This isn't Still Magnolias anymore. We are really talented people, and we need to charge accordingly. And when you're afraid that you're going to lose clients, great, lose
them,
because there are people that will pay the price that they pay to sit in your chair. And at the end of the day, it's not about the hair; it's about the community that you build and the relationships that you build with your clients that will last with you forever. I charge a lot of money for my haircuts, but my clients that started at $70 are now still with me, and I charge double that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not the best. I don't ever want to be the best because you know what? I don't want that title. I just want to do what I do, like what I like, dress the way I dress, and I don't need to win an award. I just need my clients to pay me what they think I'm worth, and when they're paying me right now, and I know I could go up. But
that sentence though, and I want to reiterate that your clients to pay you what you know you're worth. We need to acknowledge that our clients need to know what we're worth, but the only way for them to know what we are worth is for us to know what we are worth, right?
But also, you have to know, just because Romi raises her prices doesn't mean that I'm ready to raise my prices, and vice versa.
Yeah.
There are people in a salon where they're like, oh, you know what, he charges that much money. Listen, it's totally fine. I remember whenever I closed my salon and went to another salon, and I saw someone pull out clippers to do a haircut and charged $80, and I thought, oh my God, that's such a ripoff. But they were charging more than me, and I was all like, not that it's a competition, but I can tell you my haircuts were, and not to be arrogant, but I could tell my haircuts were way better than that. And I'm not pulling out clippers. Part of the throughout process is the scissor over comb. It's softer. It's not so harsh. It lasts longer. You don't have these blunt cuts with a metal piece cutting it up. But that's when I started to realize, I was like, you know what? I need to stop being afraid. And then when my clients started to tell me, Ricky, you need to raise your prices. And the reason they were telling me was because they couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And they say, you will lose clients, but that's what you want.
I do coaching, so I coach clients with identity, and I help women out with figuring out their identity. I was with a client yesterday who we were coming to an end. We've done our sessions together, and she was like, let me tell you, Romi, it's time for you to up your prices.
Yeah.
My client goes, I've had such a great season with you. Yeah. She goes, going into the new year, girl. And hearing that from a client is empowering because I listened to her and I went, you're fucking right. It's my time. I'm doing the work. I need to know my value.
You cannot be afraid.
No.
When you know what your value is.
Yes.
That's value.
Yes. And I think more people right now creating their brands, creating their businesses. We've got all our friends putting their hearts and souls into passion projects. You better ask for what you deserve, and you better not be afraid to go out there. So seeing somebody like you, hearing those words, empowering words, watching you do it, that's why. So we just got off doing a fashion show together here at Hotel Vegas. And Ricky had his line, which I'm going to let you talk about. But we came off this, and I'm watching all these creative people here in our city in Austin put together something, work together, have these passions. And I'm like, okay, these are the kind of people that I love to be around, that I'm filled with energy by, the creativeness, and everyone just owning it. So tell me a little bit about the show, how that started, because you were a part of creating it, and what was your brand in the collaboration? So
there's a lot on my plate right now, and I didn't even realize that until the other day. But this is one of the lines that I'm working on called RMC. It started off with Ricky Hodge, Kathy Mays, and Stuart Colgate. So RMC, take the letter out of that. And Stuart used to be a designer kind of person with Ralph Lauren WRL. Kathy was a fashion designer in school. She never practiced it because it doesn't pay. So she got a really, she made her name. And then last year I had gone to Round Top, and they found out I was going to be there. So they basically took you.
Yeah.
And so I had approached Stuart where we make clothes in Round Top, and since I was an influencer, I was trying to get free clothes. And it turned into us
So when I leave here, right, I'm going to have that whole outfit that I wore. Okay.
So what ended up happening was we created a clothing brand, and so basically my part is I don't actually sew, and I don't really see myself as a designer as I do just a person that puts shit together.
Like a stylist.
Yeah, stylist.
You're a stylist.
So when they're asking my opinion and stuff like that, I say yes or no, because quite honestly, I'm kind of the muse. Like I wear the items, I'm the one wearing them on my Instagram, out in public. So I'm kind of like that muse, which I don't mind. So if I'm going to wear it, I want to have a say in it. And so there's a lot of things that we've done. Like we had the opportunity to possibly dress Post Malone and Orville Peck. And that fell through, which is totally fine. But I remember whenever that was told to us, I had taken this brocade fabric and I pulled it up. I said, why don't we make chaps out of this? And that was the conversation.
That's the outfit that I wore. So
Yeah.
I wore that outfit that I posted up for all of you guys, where I'm wearing this incredible, the chaps and the jacket. That was what he's talking about.
And so we didn't create that because we were just like, oh yeah, whatever. Well, whenever we did this fashion show, I said, let's make chaps. Let's do this right now. So we did it. And then Stuart
amazing.
loved it so much that he ended up making like 5 chaps. He's like, we're just going to make chaps. So now we call them Chapistry. Chaps and yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're incredible. They're so expensive that I can't afford them, but I got to wear them. So I showed a photo to my friend. He is a massive guy in the music industry back in LA. His wife is like all over E! News, Kelty Knight. She's part of Lady Gang. And I sent him a photo of me in it. Yeah. And he was like, what the fuck, dude? Where are those clothes from? And I was like, I know. Like, that's the first. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about, like, he was just like, where are those clothes from? They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. It's up style, it's upcycle, recycle, epicene style. So
I felt powerful. I felt like a bad bitch in those. Like they were amazing. So the show goes, you get to be there, be a part of that. Yes, you're a stylist. You know how to put things together. Mm-hmm. It's innate for you.
Yeah, really
is.
It's just what I
like breathing for you to put an outfit together. What was it like for you finishing that show? What was your takeaway from everything?
It was overwhelming, and I've done fashion shows before. I've worked New York Fashion Week. I've done hair there and stuff like this. This is a little bit different because I was actually the stylist, and now I'm actually working with 3 people, right? So my vision, Kathy's vision, and Stuart's vision, we all have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
So like part of that gig was like I'm
becoming a family.
Yeah, becoming a family, but I'm a little opinionated whenever it comes
a little,
just a little when it comes to the way I want it to look.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be awesome,
Same.
but I don't want to throw like all my energy into it because I want that part of that energy to be elsewhere also. I want it to be present. I don't want to be just so engulfed in like just the clothes.
Yes.
I want to enjoy the moment, and I want to remember the moment, and I want to see the faces of Kathy and Stuart and the faces of the models. I want all of that to be a part of my experience. It wasn't just about the clothes. It was about like the exposure of the fun that we're having, like that kind of stuff. And I feel like a lot of times people go in where they're just like, focused on certain things.
The OCD of it. I think that comes with age.
Yeah.
Right? As we get older, we're able to kind of step back a little bit and want to actually enjoy this experience.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be fun. I just want it to be fun. Yeah.
I mean, I was so excited to reconnect with you. We've had mutual friends here. Ricky and I have known each other since I moved to Austin. Mutual creative friends from LA. Got to reconnect during the show. I got to walk right for you and see this beautiful stuff. And watching you grow and continue a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like watching you over the last few years grow to where you are right now. How do you think that has shaped or is changing your identity?
It's making it stronger because it's making me really well known. I didn't realize at what capacity that actually meant until I started traveling. I travel a lot, but when I started traveling to I would be in LA and I'd be walking up Ringing King and then I would be stopped like 6 times, like seriously, like 6 or 7 times. I'm all like, oh, are you serious? Or I'll be in New York having like at 9 Orchard Hotel sitting down and the guy next to me with his mom and dad and his wife, hey, are you Ricky Hodge? I'm all like, in New York?
Because this look, know your look. And it's funny because I posted you're Ricky to me, right? Yeah. And I posted you, right, with like our thing. And then I had somebody that I know who follows, like, oh my God, I love that guy. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
like,
so weird.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like somebody who's not even lives here, like following me that was like, oh, I love Ricky. And I was like, oh, like people are really drawn to this.
They really are.
But what I want to know, because it's not just like, there's something about you. There's something about people that people are drawn to that they follow. And I'm curious what you think that is. What are you exuding that is drawing this kind of growth and success?
I mean, I have to say, like, just the other day, I got this horrible text message.
That also comes with it.
Yeah, I got this horrible text message from a friend's friend, and she was very, very rude. And, you know, I have to act like a duck, and I have to allow that to just flow off. I need that water just to fall off of me. And at the end of the day, like, I'm 55 years old.
Yes.
I'm not, like, here to act like a junior high kid, you know? Like, if I'm here to have an adult conversation. And I feel like what happens is as we get older, the small stuff just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
I need to bounce off that 55 years old. Thank you for putting that out there. No, I need to, because Jen and I have been talking, and I'm feeling the shift within, like, us all getting older, right? We've all been in this. I'm turning 43 in January, right? I'm in my fucking best years right now, Ricky.
You really are.
I am in my best fucking years. You're in your best fucking years. So I, like, for anybody also on the journey, I've got people that are like, I'm tapped out, I'm done. Like, I don't know how to
No,
you're not.
I'm
like
55
and can't just started.
Just starting.
Yeah, same.
And quite honestly, when I became a hairstylist at 37, I thought, oh my God, you know, I didn't have the opportunity to go to college. And so out of high school, I lived in Hawaii. That's where I was born, but I wanted to live there and get to know all of that. And I did, and I worked in restaurants and retail, same companies, Roy's and Banana Republic, 10 years each. Came back to Texas, working with Banana, and then transferring. Roy's opened up here, so I ended up working for Roy's again. So it was like 5 years with Roy's, 10 with Banana, 5 years with Roy's again. Hit in Austin, closed it down. My grandparents died. I got a motel. I ran that. I sold it after 2 years. I took that money and decided that I needed to give myself an education to something that I could have forever. Now, working in restaurants, I loved it.
That's
but
what
like,
I did.
The thing is, it's like, you know, I make $100 in the night working my ass off. That is the honest job you could ever have, and everybody should have one.
Yeah.
But now, and I always thought, oh my God, you know, I just love restaurants, but you know, people can be really mean. So now, in the position that I'm in, like, I can make that in like 30 minutes, you know, like, but I never thought that, like, at 35 or 36, 37 years old,
That you could.
I thought, you know, this is it. This will be I'll be doing hair for the rest of my life. I had no idea that a platform and avenues open up. And the thing is, like, what I do is I walk through it. So I'm just about to start traveling the United States with Hanzo twice a month. I mean, it's literally a corporate job. Like, I'm going to be getting paid really well. I'm going to be traveling. They do my hotel, my flights. I get per diem. I get expense sheets. This is like a real deal for me. So, like, all of this is opening up. And this is when I was saying at the very beginning, my plate really got full without me even knowing it. Because what I do is I say yes.
Same.
I could always say no later, but like right now, I like what I'm doing, you know? So I'm just going to allow it to happen. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough not to have kids and do all that stuff. I do have 2 dogs, so I definitely have to get them taken care of. But, like, that's a little bit easier than having to, like,
it's hard.
take your kid.
It is, yeah. And I'm in that same season as you, though, where I'm saying yes to everything. And it's a lot on me right now. I have a lot of projects. I have a lot of yes. I have a lot of, I'm helping people I want to help. I'm showing up in different, I'm working a lot, but I'm in that season too where I'm like, it's now or never.
Yeah.
It's kind of now or never. And if it's there, why am I going to walk away from it?
Absolutely.
Like,
the opportunity is
it's there. Then you do it.
You know, you'll have people that are against you, and, you know, quite honestly, you just have to take that noise and just put it on the side, because if you believe in it, if you love it, if you want to do it, you don't have to explain it to anybody. There's a lot of haters.
So as most of you know, and Ricky knows, like, I did reality TV, right? So I also remember, Ricky, you know, when I wore the feathered earring, that was like my thing. Everyone wore the feathered earring. I was a young girl partying, West Hollywood. I wore that one feather earring. They put me on the show. Everyone that showed up at the clubs had a one feather earring. Like, that became the joke, that was my thing, right? I was unapologetically myself.
As you should.
And I have always been. And so when you say that in terms of, like, the hate, and some people ask me, like, when you put yourself out there in a vulnerable place, which I have done for years, I've been very public. This has been my journey. I put myself out there knowing that also receives the negativity about me, right? Yeah. That someone's going to trash it. Someone's not going to like it. Someone's going to try and squash my dream.
Yes.
you cannot let them.
No.
Like you can't, like, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt me. Like I've been called things and that are horror. I've had platforms where they're like, what do we do with somebody like her?
Yeah.
Like literally it's the title of the article.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what do you do with me?
Yeah.
You don't do fucking anything.
Yeah.
Are you paying my bills?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Right? So I've managed to build this like strength, but it wasn't until recently as I got older, and I'm sure you get this, right? Actually, it doesn't hurt like it used to.
No.
It doesn't sting like it used to.
You know, like the text message I got the other day, I was kind of shocked that it was so abrasive and very like, you're using this for content, and I'm all like, girl, I have like 450,000 followers. I'm not using anybody. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then saying that I'm fake. I'm all like, hey, listen, there's nothing fake about me. Like, I put it out there in the public.
I'm going to say this too, just as a validation for you and for all the people that I've recently been interviewing. Ricky is very busy and has 1 billion followers. I texted you and said, can you meet this week? I'd love to have you on. Immediately, without even question, he was like, yeah, let's meet. Let's meet at a coffee shop. Let me talk to you.
I mean, quite honestly, like, even on like, social media and stuff, like when people, when they make a message and, you know,
you're available.
I try to respond, even if it's like with my heart.
Same.
Because at the end of the day, I don't have a platform without people like that.
Amen.
And
same.
So,
and that's what I love is like people still having that. Like I just had the Bros Fresh on and interviewed them, and they're really busy and doing a bunch of stuff. And all these people I'm inviting to come on, I'm like, everyone just kind of wants to talk and share and be a community and like support each other. And I'm so grateful for that. You know, like Mel, our friend with her line Grassa, who I'm going to interview, she was out on South Congress, and I was like, let me come down and support you. Like, and she's like our age. We talked about it. I'm watching. I think all of us are getting better. I think we're just getting better.
Here's the reality, and I talk about this like when I do my posts on social media, it's me getting dressed, but it's not me getting dressed. It's like what I have to say. You know, I write things and I try and be very positive. And one of the things that I talk about, and I've been talking about it ever since I've had this platform for 2 years, it's like you surround yourself with positive people. You make that foundation. As you get older, I remember when I used to date girls, my girlfriend at the time, we were at the mall and someone said hi to me. And so when we walked away, Christine, my ex, she said, who's that? And I said, oh, just a friend. She goes, Ricky, you don't have any friends. And I was like, oh God, you're so rude. But I was 22 or whatever. And now that I'm older, I'm all like, you know what? I have a lot of acquaintances and I have very few friends.
Yeah.
So you're lucky if you have a handful of friends. You're really lucky if you have 2 hands of friends. That friendship is a friendship that builds your foundation. So for me, I try and keep that foundation so tight.
Me too.
And I try to pick my friend group, someone I want to look up to, someone I want to strive to be. And that is who I'm talking to, because when I'm doing that, all they are doing is they're my biggest cheerleaders. And you need to have those cheerleaders, and those are your friends. Everybody else is acquaintances, and there's a lot of people that want to see you fail. So you have to have that foundation of really strong friends that have done very well, that are saying, you know what, Ricky, just keep doing you, you know, that kind of stuff. And so at the end of the day, when I'm looking at stuff, I'm all like, I must be doing something right because I have all of these opportunities.
100%. First of all, I've got to say, Tegan and Sarah has just gotten louder as we're sitting here. This is the gayest thing for you and I. I was like, I want to say this, like what you said, what you surround yourself with. This is a big key for, I think, success and where you're going is we are what we eat. We are what we listen to. We are who we surround ourselves with. We are what we watch. We are the people we are with. So it isn't just food. And I tell my clients this, what are you surrounding yourself with? And also you need friends that are above you. Yeah. You need friends that are doing it. Yeah. You need to strive to be where they are. Yes, so like all the time, you don't need people all below, like you need to be hungry.
So like my clientele is a very high-end clientele because I charge a lot of money to sit in my chair because my time is worth a lot of money. Yes. So when I sit there and I'm talking to my clients and I'm telling them stuff and they're like, dude, you got it. You got it. You know? Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with someone that's very successful. They're retired because most of my clients before 40.
Yeah.
They are paying a lot of money to sit in my chair, and they travel around the world in private jets. That's who I want to be like.
Right, that's okay. So I'm, I always say, I don't remember if you remember In Living Color, the Heyman skit. It was the Jamaican family, and they had like 1,000 jobs. And like, hey man, I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
Like I'm always putting on a different hat for like a different job right now, right? And I remind myself that every job supports the passion job, right? One supports this, one does this, one does that.
And one will take
yes, 100%. But like by doing all of that and stepping into all of these positions, one of the things that's really important is that people actually feel like, this is what I tell people, and you tell me this about identity. When you talk about this confidence, you have to believe that you are that.
Yeah.
You have to start with the belief that you are that successful person.
Well, yes, it's true, but you don't, like for me, I don't need to like convince myself of that, because I just live this life, right? There's going to be people that need to tell.
And what would you tell somebody right now that's struggling with imposter syndrome?
So you write it down, like on your mirror, the mirror that you look at every single day.
Yep.
I don't know any of this.
I do it. Yeah.
So you write like three to five things of confidence builders, like you are beautiful, you are a good person, or whatever.
You are successful. You are smart.
Any of that
stuff.
And you look at it and you say it's like a mantra. You say it and you believe it, and I feel like that's probably going to work.
It is. I mean, I'm a big quantum physics nerd, right? And I do that. I'm into like all the manifestation stuff. So right now I'm inviting wealth in. I'm inviting success in. So when I wake up, I'm in a headspace where I believe it's on its way. And I'm not like sitting back on my couch like wealth is coming. I'm out there.
You're manifesting.
But I'm grinding in it. So when people are like, "Oh, I'm putting," you got to work.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to work for it to be received. But what I'm receiving is the success coming my way.
Yeah.
And it took me 42 years to figure out that I deserve it.
That's another thing.
Like that I deserve it. And I think I had a weird relationship with success and money.
Yeah.
I feel like I thought I acted like I deserved it, but somewhere along the line, I did not. I got lost. I didn't believe it.
No, I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have a perception. People perceive me as being like successful.
Yep.
And I'm all like, let me tell you, yes.
You are successful. You are.
But success is not always monetary.
Amen.
And so
Same.
Like, I'm successful in a clientele. I'm successful in a lot of things. But monetary yet, it will happen.
Yes.
Because I'm manifesting it.
Yes. And you're working for it.
I'm working really hard for it, and a lot of doors are opening up. And because of that is, one of the things whenever my Instagram started to blow up, Kelly Fermel, which was the glamour eye back in the day, she became my little manager. And I remember I was telling her I was going to go do this and da-da-da. And, one thing Kelly always did is she never said no, but she would always tell me stuff like, when I said, I might help this person open up a salon because they wanted me to go to Houston to do it. And she said, Ricky, just know that your name comes with a lot of zeros at the end of it.
Okay. I was like, okay, that's a power. I was like, okay.
I was like, I don't know how to do that.
I like to hear that. I was like thinking of my name, and I'm like, can I add some zeros to that? I love that.
Zeros to your name.
Yes.
And, I remember there was this one girl at a salon I worked at. I had told her I was cutting hair, and I had just started at this salon. It's a chairman salon. Nobody was nice. I was walking in with a reputation. There was a guy that I dated before that left that salon, and he had told everybody that he felt like I knew everything, which I don't, because I'm a really good person. And when I walked in, nobody was nice. And I was like, you know what? This is literally, my next podcast, I'm going to talk about like the life of a hairstylist, because they make it seem like so catty and high school and junior high, and it is, and it should not be, because it should be about support.
Yeah.
But anyways, in the whole case, Sammy was talking to a new client, talking about how it costs $125 for this, $50 for this, and I caught her in the back and I said, Sammy, I don't know if you're aware, but you're not charging enough money. She goes, oh, Ricky, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I was like, listen, I'm not trying to be
sweet. You're like, make some money.
I was like,
make some money.
So what ended up happening is she was afraid to raise her price. And then I told her, I was like, are you worth it? She said, yeah. I said, are you charging enough? She said, no. And I said, okay, well, I don't know what the problem is. You're going to lose clients. She was afraid to do that. So she ended up going on a vacation for 2 weeks, and I told her, write a message to your customers, and very short. I'm raising my prices. This is the date. This is how much, and that's it.
Nothing else.
Anything.
Yeah.
And before you send it, I want you to, on the first day that you leave on your vacation, write it. And then for the rest of your vacation, every night before you go to sleep, I want you to read it because I need you to convince yourself
that that's the money.
Yeah, manifesting. So when she comes back, I say, this is a longer story, but she said she did, and I said, well, congratulations. And I said, what'd you raise it to? She goes, I raised my haircut prices. I said, listen, I've never seen you do a fucking haircut. Like, why are you raising a price
of something you don't do?
Yeah. So anyways, my client had called me, and he said, hey, my wife is driving to San Antonio to get her balayage. Do you know anyone that can do it? I said, I can do it. I don't want to do it. I know someone that'll do it. I showed Sammy, I took her Instagram, sent it to my client, and he said yes. She made an appointment, and I said to Sammy, I said, let me tell you something. I'm expensive, and when a client calls me and wants who I think is the best, I think you're the best. It's not $125. It's more, because I think you're the best, and best doesn't charge, like two for $10 Trader Joe's. They're buying like food or something.
Yeah.
So when Vanessa, his wife, comes in, I say to her, I said, don't tell her the price unless you ask, because people don't want to know that. Unless if they want to know, they'll ask. So it ended up being a color correction, so it was like a long time.
Yeah.
So anyways, 5-6 hours later, she's done. I'm home. I texted Sammy and I said, hey, did you charge her accordingly? She said, I did. And she without even hesitation, pre-booked and left a tip. I said, now you know what your foundation is. If one person pays it, somebody else will. You have to know that. So she was afraid to do that, and then she ended up moving to Seattle. And I said, let me tell you something. No one the fuck knows who you are in Seattle, and your work looks really good. You need to raise your prices. And then on top of all of that, all she was trying to do was win the Redfin one-shot bullshit. And I'm all like, listen, no one cares about that shit. No one knows.
No one's looking for that.
The only person that you should be worried about is your clients. And if your clients are paying whatever you're charging, that's your award winner right there. You don't need a political one-shot from behind the chair. Like, who the fuck are they? I've never once got acknowledged by them ever. And listen, I am not heartbroken because I'm charging what I want to charge, and I'm going to be traveling around the United States doing what I want to do without them.
I needed to hear this so bad, as we're like I needed to hear that, Ricky, because I told you I just got off a call with a client yesterday who we finished our sessions. We've worked together for the last year. She's done amazing things, right? We got off the call. I told Ricky before the start, and she goes, you need to charge more. And my client who's done working with me told me, you need to charge more. And I was like talking to her, we were on a video, and I said, come January, I'm charging more. I needed to hear that as well, because I'm not charging enough. And so like more of us need to be encouraged to know our worth and do that when it's our business and we know how good we are.
Now let me tell you this. When I was told, the day I was told I should raise my prices, two of my clients told me the same day. With that said, one of them said, you need to double your prices. I was at $70. I said, man, I don't know if I can charge $140. I was afraid. So what I did is I did raise it to $120, and I lost nobody. And I was all like, that's not enough. So when I raised it again to $175, I lost people. And listen, I needed to lose people because that opened up.
For the people that can afford you.
They stepped in. Now I'm fucking busy again.
Yeah.
Which, quite honestly, I know that I can raise my prices again, but I'm very content with $175 behind the chair for a men's haircut. I could charge more, and I actually have clients that.
Y'all, he said for a men's haircut too. Can we just that just went over real quick? Like $175 for a men's haircut. Right? We're like, okay, this is the kind of empowerment that I'm so about, and I love you for sharing this because I really want people to start to step into this energy. You're working, you're creating, knowing your worth. This is how you have to know your worth, and you need to. This is where
be honest with yourself. Yeah. Because some people will just say, "Oh, well, Ricky's charging $175."
So I'm going to do it. You better show up. You better perform.
Well,
you better know it.
I know my clients.
Right.
Clients can afford it.
Right.
Actually, I had one client tell me when I raised it to $120, he's all like, "Oh, so I kind of expected a grandfather, whatever."
Yeah.
I said, are you done? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I want to fly first class and build a house in Tulum, like you.
So the only way to do
all
that,
like,
yeah, okay. Watch Ricky. We're gonna get like emails of like all the people who are like, we lost all our clients this week after watching your video. You're not ready. Yeah. I was like, but for those of you that do, I would actually love to hear some of your stories of those of you who do really get empowered and do this. Tell me your success stories, because everyone has them, right? And like he said, I think I'm very successful right now. I think I'm in a very big stage in my life. A lot is happening. Do I have the money or the finances or the jet yet? It's coming, right? It's coming. But I feel super successful in the way I'm like navigating through my businesses, right? And my approach to it. And that's what I see in you. And so in that, like, you and I don't feel like we've ever had a difficult time just like being us. That's more easy for us. But it isn't for everybody.
Yeah, people are challenged by that.
Yes, and I work with a lot of people, and it's interesting because they struggle with stepping into they don't even know who they are. They don't even know, and that's fine. And that's fine, right? And so that's why I want to have more conversations like this where people have a breakdown of you. They may see you on Instagram, you may look unapproachable, unattainable, and they'll never be that. I want them to hear your story. I want them to know how you're doing it, how you started, that you served, and quite honestly, how you got here.
Whenever a follower approaches me, because a couple of times a week I get it here in Austin, I'm always like, hey, come on over here. I take a picture. I'm like, hey, you want to take a picture? Like the other day, this guy comes up to me at the coffee shop where I live, and he comes up real fast. And I thought he was one behind me. I was like, he's all like, oh no, dude, sorry. I just have to tell you, my girlfriend follows you. And I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. I said, you want to take a picture? He's like, yeah, dude. And he took a picture and sent it to her. She was so jealous, And I was all like, oh, I mean, I'm here all the time. I'm super approachable. I may have a resting bitch face, but quite honestly, I'm a nice
He does have a resting bitch face. And so, same.
But it's okay.
But he's just super friendly. And it's everybody has a persona and a way, an identity that they step into. You step into yours when you're in your groove. You walk into that whatever hat you're wearing, right? But there's still the person there, who's creating it and working. And that's for all of us. This is a quick story before we come to an end, but you'll appreciate this. When I was doing the L word, and I've lived in this state my whole life of what we were talking about. When I was on the L word, my billboard was above the chateau, right? You know that one, right? I'm like naked on the billboard, right? I'm on the side of the buses. Ricky, I just moved back from San Francisco. I did not have a car. Mind you, they're filming me while I get on the bus that I'm on to go down Sunset on the Metro. That is my life right there, you guys. It is, you're doing big things, but you're still working. You're still putting the dollar in to get to the Marc Jacobs store to work at on Sunset, even though your photo's here. And I think people need to understand, those of us that are grinding, those of us that you see out there, and it's not easy, And
we're still grinding.
And
the thing is, it's like, I'm sure at the moment that you were on that show, you thought you were a success, and you were successful in that part. And even though we're catching the bus, it's okay. I mean,
it was like a Sarah Jessica Parker moment, right? I was just like, what?
Yeah, but quite honestly, I mean, that's what I'm saying about success. Like, I feel like I'm successful. I don't have the money for it, but I have the opportunity to do stuff.
And
so because of that, that's successful. So when people say, man, you travel so much, they don't know my bank account.
When people see me, and that's where I'd be really authentic and raw with people, because what I want is for women to see, hey, you might see this, I might look this way, it may appear this way. Let me tell you what this grind looks like, and let me tell you what the personal fight for my own worthiness looks like for me to do that, for me to walk out and feel confident in a room of millionaires, successful women, and for me to walk in and be like, I am just like you.
Own it. Yeah.
Even though our bank accounts look very different. I deserve to be here. But there's a fucking love that comes with that.
That room is the room you want to be in.
It's only,
That's the room you want
that's
to be
how
in. You want to be uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Fuck yes. That is beautiful. Yes. Yeah, that is it. That was my Mel Robbins, like Lewis House moment right there.
I just kind of,
that was perfect.
I don't know if that's a
That's your new hashtag. Okay, you got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. Yeah. That's fucking perfect, because that is what it is. Yeah. That's the only way to get there. It's like they say, you got to go through it. Only way is through it.
And I've been uncomfortable a lot.
Yeah.
But you would never know, because inside I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
what are you going to do?
I'm not going to be afraid.
Can you tell everybody where they can follow you, the projects that are coming up, things that people can go look out for you right now?
Of course. So I have a social platform, Instagram. It's Ricky Hodge. I have TikTok, which is Ricky Hodge with a D.
D.
But the thing is, the reason I didn't really focus on Instagram or on TikTok was because I thought they were going to pull that away.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I kind of ignored it. So I basically just do the exact same post from my Instagram.
That go there.
It's totally fine. I don't know how long it's going to last or whatever. So I have a big following, but not as big as I do on Instagram. And then I'll be working with Hanzo the Shears. I'll be traveling around the United States. I'm so excited about it. I have to tell you this story. Justin, the guy I've been talking to, I forget what his title is, but he's up there. I've been talking to him, and when we decided that I was going to do it, he had sent me this link. And on that link, it had like all of these stylists, like 20 or 25 stylists. And when he sent it to me, I said, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, you're going to be on that page." And I was like, "Dude, like, I'm a little nervous because like those are some big hitters."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, that's where you're going to be."
Yeah.
And I was all like, "But you haven't even seen me cut." He goes, "We've seen enough."
Yeah.
And I was all like,
okay.
"Dude, I'm a little nervous because like at the end of the day, I don't follow stylists, I don't follow designers, but I know
the
who
same.
the fuck they are."
Yeah.
So whenever I saw like these guys, I was like, "Oh God, no wonder they needed my profile pic. No wonder they needed my bio. No wonder."
Yeah, they want to put you with these people.
With their top tier people.
Yeah.
So with that said, I leave everything to the professionals. So like for me, I had a photographer take a picture of me. That's the picture I used. I didn't use like, this is like a real deal. This is like my career and my voice to the world. Like this Junebug, it's my voice to the world, right? And so the bio that I had, I hired someone to write a bio. We had an interview just like this, and then they wrote it. And it may sound like a lot of money. It's not. It was $100, but like for some people it might be.
Yeah, I did this too. I had to pay someone to write. Like,
you have to
you have to invest in yourself.
You have to approach it as a professional thing and leave it to the professional. So like if I need a profile pic or I need whatever, I'm leaving it to the photographer. If my best friend, which is a photographer,
David Heisler,
says, "Oh man, this looks expensive," I'm all like, that's all you have to say. The word, anytime he says that, I know it's good, and I let him pick it.
Yeah.
I'm all like, out of all the pictures you pick 10, send it to me, and I'm going to say, which ones do you like? I don't need to look at all of them.
Yeah. You pick. Yeah.
That's his eye.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So like, I don't challenge that,
Yeah.
But I know his work. I like his work, so I'm going to listen to him. There are some photographers where I was like, you have your picture like this, and it doesn't look cool.
David Heist is one of the best photographers. That's how we connected. He shot me through all of the L Word, all through my entire career in Los Angeles. He was the first photographer I ever did makeup for, right out of makeup school in LA. He's one of the best. So a lot of Ricky's work is with him. Yeah. But just to get back before we get to the end, you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram, you're doing your shears. Anything else where they can kind of tap or follow right now?
RMC.
RMC is a clothing line.
House of RMC.
House of RMC.
And then
on Instagram too.
And I am doing collaborative work with Cade Black. I have my own jewelry line, although it's already done, but you can get jewelry from there.
Okay.
From Scott James Jewelry.
Okay.
And then I'm just doing things. So,
yeah. Follow the journey.
I'll be in LA next week doing content for a hotel, and I'll be in the city. It'll be fun. I'll be working with David.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm going to be doing, whoever wants to sit in my chair. And I'm.
So if you're in LA, if you're here, if you're following him, and you want Ricky to give you the most incredible haircut, he's short only. It's going to be pricey. It's only going to be short hair. Don't reach out unless you can afford it because he's only accepting this.
I'm actually doing this guy named Toki Jones. He's on what's that show on Apple? Shrinkage?
I don't watch any TV.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's on it, and it's funny because we have been friends on Instagram for a long time, and we always message each other just randomly. And he's always like, "Man, I want a haircut from you." And then finally, I'm going to be in LA. I was like, "Hey, you want to get a haircut?"
There you go.
Like, yeah. So I'm actually going to be cutting out of late Sunday afternoon. It's like they do these scarves.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be there doing that.
You'll be in LA on Sunday?
I will be there on the 2nd through the 7th.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing content in Brentwood for the Poly Society, and then
A lot.
I'm doing a lot. Yeah, but
that's it. That's part of the hustle, you guys.
That's the hustle.
It is. You're in
but
it.
Making it fun.
Yeah, and you are. You're making it fun. You're making it look good.
Yeah.
You're making these young boys. You're giving a run for their money. You're still looking good, Ricky. Still looking good out here. Okay.
I'll be 56 in June. So.
It's that Asian skin.
It's
it's gross. The reason that we look this good, which I really do believe when I put it on, I feel like I'm like, I sent her a picture of the Death Becomes Her, and I was like, I feel like when I put grasa on my face that I'm rewinding in age. What is that?
Dude,
is it just like
it's? I love the glowy look.
Yes.
So what I use Tatcha.
Yeah.
I used that, but that's $70.
Yeah.
So whenever I randomly ran out about the time that
grasa came out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I got grasa and I put it on. I was all like, my face was glowy the whole day. And
you posted it, and then I was like, Melly needs them. And then I went and put it on, and like at night I put it on, and I feel like luxury. I'm just like, sleeping in luxury. Yeah. It's fat.
Yeah.
Which is
fantastic. It was funny because a couple of weeks before Mel had come back to the United States, one of my clients, I was like looking at him cutting his hair, and he got out of the chair, and I was like, dude, your face looks so good. He goes, it's bone tallow, beef tallow.
Yeah,
and I was all
beef.
like, oh my God.
That's what it is.
Like, Mel's been doing it. And so as soon as Mel was doing hers, I went into her launch party and went straight to her thing, and I was like,
I saw you.
I'm in love. So, going to that
little
party,
things,
like these little things, and I just used them all up. Today was my last day, so I'm breaking into the bottles.
I'm going to have Mel on. We're going to share her story. Ricky, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. And everybody follow him, support him. And like he said, go fucking raise your prices, get uncomfortable to get comfortable, know your worth, right? Get uncomfortable to get comfortable. Bye, guys.